Morning, everybody. Peter Ciccone, Diner Discussions, and I'm here with Matt Einseidler from AudioWorkStations, and we are at the Infinity Diner on Long Island. So, hey guys, comment, like, and share the video. It really helps. And Matt, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, he described what he does at the AudioWorkStations as his three-ring circus. So explain that.
Yeah. Three-ring circus. So, ring number one at the circus is AudioWorkStations. That's our original business model that we're still doing, and it's very, very focused on people who are involved in music production, because I come from a background of audio engineering and audio engineering instruction, and so it's a co-working office space for music professionals.
So, if a guy or gal is a musician and wants an audio tape and wants a demo tape or cut a record or something of that nature, you're the place to see.
Sure, and that aspect of it is sort of like the traditional studio business, where the customer would be an artist, a musician, or something, and that happens. But what the focus was when we initially set up was actually more geared towards the audio engineers and music producers who are selling their services to said artists.
Okay, hey,
so
I can make it sound like Rihanna.
Yeah, so you know what I did when I taught at trade school was I trained audio engineers how to run studios, and so the idea behind Audio Workstations is you can basically work for yourself at this co-working space as a freelancer, not really have a boss, have a low monthly overhead that would be less than renting your own studio.
Co-op office space.
Yeah, because we're selling basically a membership that has a monthly cost that includes a certain amount of office hours there. So you have a certain amount of studio hours that the studio is yours, and then you can resell your services as an audio professional, music producer, to artists, and hopefully make a profit and be able to give yourself a raise if you do well for a year, raise your rates if you can as a freelancer, but keep your monthly membership price the same.
Okay. Ring number two.
Ring number two, I teach audio, so
I want to learn said skills.
Yeah, so I'm an audio engineering instructor, and I did that at a place called Recording Engineers Institute for about 10 years. Unfortunately, it closed down about a year ago when the owner passed away. But I basically am carrying that knowledge with me still and offering it now in both private lessons, and we're developing an online video curriculum so that for those who can't make it to the studio and learn from me in person, or if they don't live in the New York area, they can learn from my video course. So that's ring number two.
Okay, and ring number three?
Ring number three is called Media Stations. And also at our facility, we have the two music production rooms, but we also have a podcast room and a green screen video room.
Green screen video room, which means you can put anything in the background.
Right. So if we didn't actually want to eat at the Infinity Diner and we did it in my studio, we could make it look like we're
eating at the Infinity Diner.
Well, we really are at the Infinity Diner.
Of course
right
we
now.
are.
And it feels like we've been here forever, but that's just the name. So basically, Media Stations.
I just got that.
No, I had to sneak in one pun. It's early, but I had to sneak in one of them. So Media Stations is corporate content creation. So for small businesses, basically, if you don't have your own podcast like this one, or you don't have a YouTube channel where you're doing a regular show with good video production quality to sort of give an outward-facing persona to the public, besides walking into your door or calling you. If, as a company, you have a regular video series where you do something as simple as answer frequently asked questions that your customers might have in your field, basically you can have a body of material out there that, you know, helps people understand who you are, what you do, but more importantly, helps them build trust with you because you're sharing with them information that they might be Googling, right? If you Google something.
So it's this podcast at a higher level, at a more technically proficient level. It's not, you know.
Yeah, in terms of the podcast room, if you want to talk technical. So we have a round table like this one in studio, and we have 4 professional microphones around the table and 4 cameras. So everyone has their own individualized camera,
Okay.
and we often have an engineer running it who can be switching cameras on and off, connecting to Zoom.
So you can go to the individual speaking, who is asking the question or answering the question, and instead of everybody sitting here in front of the two of us, sitting in front of, and the concept of this is sitting in front of the phone was initially to show how easy it is. I think about 2 years ago, to show how easy it was for the members of entrepreneurs across America to put content out online.
Oh yeah.
That's why I've been dying, and we have been trying to get this conversation for a while, Matt and I, and we've been going back and forth between his schedule and my schedule, and I love having guys who know so much more than I do about this venue than I do on the show, because I get a ton of advice, and it's always awesome. But it was to show how easy it was. This video itself, this idea, diner discussions, between the diners that have asked me to do it in their place, between people who've seen it and the people who've been on it, has taken on a life of its own. And they love the simplicity of it. But we've all toyed with the idea, Gusson and I, about having a show that really either answers business questions or maybe more Long Island specific.
Or you could do call-ins as well.
And do
Yeah.
call-ins as well, but then you have to build the whole, following. So it's a real, what I'm going to call a real podcast versus a simple production like this that moves from place to place.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same. Hey, Christine, come here.
Yes.
Come here.
She wanted to be on the
She
video.
wanted to be on the video.
No, I was only kidding.
Oh, really?
I was
Okay.
only kidding.
You can be though.
It can be. She asked if she could be on it. We told her yes, and
I heard the camera puts an extra 20 pounds on it.
okay. So,
Listen, it's great. The phones offer a huge power in that you can make audio and video from your phone from wherever you are.
okay, like we're
And-
doing.
Yeah, like we're doing. And if there's anything that anyone's thinking of doing, they should try it out on the phone and test it out a little bit. There's sometimes a point that you get to where if you do your basic idea and you use the technology you have for a while, sometimes you outgrow it. You know what I mean? You get to a point where you want to add something. So if we wanted to do 4 people around this table, it would get a little trickier. And for something like that, you might want to consider coming to the studio because it'd be difficult to capture everybody with the one mic and to account for the environment. And that's just the technical side of it. And it's just about. And for example, like you did great, but you had to set up the phone.
Yeah.
You had to set up the tripod, and it's not the most technically challenging thing in the world to work with the phone and just a little external mic. But there are people who just get like technophobic. They just
Sure.
get like, I don't want to touch the tech. I don't want to worry about
That's
it.
true.
I want to stay laser focused 100% on the physical
Content.
discussion that I'm
Okay.
having. Yeah.
That's true.
And that's one of the things that we offer, especially for businesses, because we're providing the engineers and the technicians and stuff. So basically, you just walk in, sit down, and talk, and you don't have to concern yourself with the tech aspect of it.
How do they reach you?
So phone number is good. I'm 516-448-2066.
Again.
516-448-2066.
Okay.
Or you can write an email to audioworkstations@gmail.com.
AudioWorkStations@gmail.com.
All right, but yeah, phone number works.
Phone number
you can
works.
text me too. I don't mind a text message. I may not answer it if I'm in the middle of a recording session for a few hours, but don't
Sure.
take that personally.
No.
It's just that I have headphones on.
No, and I've learned in business sometimes you shouldn't answer all your texts 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sometimes I have learned from me personally, taking a moment or a little bit to decide how you want to answer a text, is very important versus doing it right away and in the moment. You want to sometimes take that breath and how do I really want to communicate my point accurately and honestly.
Yeah.
And that's important. So they're not the immediate is sometimes a good answer,
Yeah.
actually.
sometimes I'll get something, I'll think of the response, but when I say it to myself, it doesn't sound so good. So
Sure.
I'll wait until I have the right words.
And sometimes it's not so good.
Sometimes it's not so good. And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Right. I've heard that. Matt, thank you so much for coming down. It's a pleasure, and I'm glad we finally got it done.
Absolutely.
And, I've enjoyed it very much, the conversation before, during, and I'm sure after. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you, Pete. And thank you, everyone.
My pleasure.